Welcome to round 6 of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge from Acores in Portugal. It's the first gravel-based event of the season, where we see 205 kilometers completed over 17 different stages. The rally's medium speed stages use narrow gravel tracks lined with stone walls and in some places huge cliff drops, meaning there is little room for error. Small sections of asphalt increase the challenging, and due to the reduced grip levels, they'll encounter some tarmac sections under gravel conditions. Let's have a closer look then at this popular island, one of the 9 volcanic islands situated in the middle of the North Atlantic Ocean, and is visited by plenty of rally fans as well as newcomers as we reach the halfway point of the season. So before we go any further, let's take a look at the points heading in. Freddie Loy of Belgium, who's not here in Portugal, leads ahead of Brian Bouffier. Hanninen of Finland, Kopecky of the Czech Republic is in 4th, ahead of another Belgian, Neuville. A bit further down there, Great Britain's Wilkes is in 6th, Mikkelsen of Norway in 7th, ahead of Gardemeister, Weiss and Magalhães. In the manufacturers' standings, Skoda are currently leading, 186 points. Their advantage is 24 over Peugeot, with M Sport in 3, Subaru 4th, Honda 5th, Ralliart 6th, Proton 7th and Arbach in 8th with 12 points. So before we bring you the action for the 3rd day, let's take you through what happened the first 2 days here in Portugal. Norway's Andreas Mikkelsen was the first to shine in the special stage, a young man that has learned from the mistakes of last season and entered Portugal with a whole heap of confidence after a gravel victory in San Marino last week. He wins special stage 1, the opener. Special stage 2, and it's Bruno Magalhães. Well, he was there to wow the home fans in the 2nd stage, despite having problems with rear tyres in the 1st stage. This was a massive boost for the Portuguese driver. He went into stage 3 in 3rd overall. Finishing 2nd in the first 2 special stages, Hanninen went into the 3rd with a 0.5 second advantage over Mikkelsen. But a win here extended his lead. With the top 5 starting day 2 in reverse order, Hanninen's lead means he has the pleasure of being the 5th away from the blocks for day 2.
A bit surprised that I'm leading. It was quite a lot of loose. Especially on stage 2, very slippy on the uphill. I was struggling with the grip on traction with the uphill hairpins, but I didn't have any idea how the boys are coming behind, and luckily just leading a little bit before the super special. I get the 5th position to start tomorrow, so it's good place to continue the rally tomorrow.
So just to recap, Hanninen leads now from Magalhães. Mikkelsen drops to 3rd after suffering with power steering problems. And Jan Kopecky of the Czech Republic sits in a comfortable 4th after finishing in 2nd in the 3rd stage. So we move on to day 2. And with Juho Hanninen leading, what can he do in special stage 4? Well, day 2 saw Hanninen starting 5th on the road. And guess what? he was once again the quickest. Tricky conditions greeted the drivers in special stage 4, and with parts of the road wet and other sections dry, the Finn dealt with the loose gravel, and the current IRC champion looks in formidable form. He takes Super Stage 4. Now, believe it or not, Special Stage 5 was cancelled. Nature had its say in the proceedings, as cows on the road meant cancellation. With these narrow and fast roads in the middle of the Portuguese countryside, the organisers decided to take the safe option. So Special Stage 5 cancelled. Britain's Guy Wilkes looked to be getting to grips and into his stride. But after going off with 6 kilometres to go, he was forced to retire for the second time this season. We're on board with him now, and the bad luck was to continue. This time, a broken front wishbone was what ended it. Keeping up the good work though, Hänninen claimed his 3rd special stage victory and extended his lead overall, with the setup perfect and the car now working very well indeed. The only issue the Finn had during stage 6 were the conditions, the fog and the mud, causing severe visibility problems, and he was struggling to see his braking points.
It was a lot of fog or cloud, but anyway, we couldn't see anything. The visibility was very bad and difficult to keep the rhythm. Same time there was a lot of mud, and then when you couldn't see, so it was more than difficult now.
Having started day 2, 7 seconds behind Margoljes, Jan Kopecky of the Czech Republic closed in on his rival in stages 4 and 5 to close to within 1.2 seconds of the Portuguese driver. The experienced 2-time runner-up of the IRC did well in the fog and the mud to avoid retirement this year. Entering the round as the possible championship leader-elect, with no Freddie Loy, Frenchman Brian Bouffier was looking out of character in the fog and dangerous conditions. But in stages 7 and 8, it was Hänninen that clocked up yet more special stage victories. Mikkelsen did come back to fight, the pair sharing the wins, with Margoljes and Kopecky trailing in 3rd and 4th spot respectively. Stage 9 was then cancelled too. With it being the same as stage 6, where too many cars crashed, the organisers had little time to improve the driving conditions, and once again, the safe option was called upon. Stage 9 then also cancelled. Sweden's Patrick Sandel, however, not having a good day, as he mentioned here.
I think we were 1 minute too early into a time control, just stupid mistake, but things happen.
1 minute penalty then for Sandel. Stages 10, 11 and 12, well, with Hänninen looking in lethal form, Norway's Andres Mikkelsen knew he had to keep the pressure on, and boy oh boy did he do that. He pushed the car to the absolute limit on his favourite surface. He won the final 3 stages on his favourite surface. And he's closed the gap to just 1.3 seconds, with Hänninen now only just leading. We caught up with Mikkelsen after his victory. He ended day 2 on a high, and this is what he had to say.
Been a good afternoon, you know. Now we only had 1 spare wheel, and this one was really slippy now. So I think maybe you can take some time back, but we tried. We'll see.
Stalling his engine in the final stages of day 2 cost Hänninen 4.7 seconds. And whilst it sounds marginal, It was enough to let Mikkelsen in. But with day 3 coming up, the cool, calm and collected Finn sounds very relaxed about day 2.
Quite good, no big problems. Very good, as you said, good fight with Andreas whole day. And on the last one I made a small mistake on one hairpin, stalled the engine and lost a couple of seconds, but otherwise no problem with the car and no puncture. So tomorrow, very good fight. It's 2 not okay long one, same time very difficult stages, and 2 times it will be like the rally should be.
For Bruno Margulies, his small mistake in special stage 10 saw Kopecky close in. He did take a 3rd in special stage 11, but Kopecky did the same in SS12 to leave the pair separated by single digits. The home driver is desperate to recover his form after 2 crashes in Madeira last year, and of course he went out of the Monte Carlo rally in 2011 also. Not only that, suspension problems also faced by Margulies.
Something happened before this loop, I don't know what. The car is moving a lot, so we'll try to recover the car for tomorrow.
Long-term Skoda driver Kopecky continues to work hard though, and his consistency in the last 2 seasons in the IRC could come in very handy here. Skoda have counted on him before, and you'd be a brave man to bet against him making the podium and increasing the team's advantage in the Manufacturers' Championship for 2011.
This one is quite difficult because it was again fog on the top and not possible to see so many corners, but okay, we are here, we are happy.
Hänninen it is then that leads after day 2, 1.3 seconds, a slender lead over Mikkelsen. Margulies of Portugal is in 3rd position, still within a shout of winning. It's not impossible, but he needs to be a little bit more careful looking over his shoulder at Jan Kopecky of Czech Republic. So then, day 1 and day 2 are all done for. Who is going to win this amazing Acores rally in Portugal? Well, if you tune in after the break, we'll be able to tell you. Come back shortly. Welcome back to Azores for round 6 of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge. Day 3 then. We've had days 1 and 2, and it's Hänninen that leads by 1.3 seconds ahead of Mikkelsen. Hänninen has got 6 super stage wins to his name, Mikkelsen 5. Well, after a superb end to day 2, the Norwegian stepped it up for special stage 13, and with an advantage of 4 seconds over Hänninen, the Norwegian leads the Finn for the first time since the opening special stage on day 1. He was 4th out on the road. It's all changed now. Jan Kopecky, meanwhile, well, he was the man that won the stage and gave Skoda their 10th win from 13 stages, and overtakes Portuguese driver Bruno Margulies, who doesn't seem to have shrugged off any of those suspension problems from yesterday. Under pressure then, Margulies loses 3rd place and is now 17 seconds behind Kopecky. But this is the least of his worries. The driver was suspicious of transmission problems in special stage 13, and his worst fears were confirmed. Just before the start of stage 14, he was informed that it's going to be the end of his rally, and chances of points at his home event, unfortunately, now impossible for the Portuguese driver. He hits a blank on home soil once again.